All right, we've got a 6th video in the black series today, looking at another black dog in bright sunlight for us. How do we do those shadows? Since we've gone over the outline process quite a bit, I'm going to skim past that so that we can really get into that lighting. Let's start with some yellow wayfinding marks here. And bring that in a little bit. It's too big. Very roughly, there's our boy. Let's get him outlined. I want the background to be mostly light, so I'm going to leave a lot of that exactly as it is. Then to get rid of some of these distracting yellow lines. And now let's find our shadows. Looking for the deepest shadows. So that's kind of this shape here. That's complicated. I'm going to simplify it a little. Much better. We'll let it be black. Maybe we'll add this little notch there too. Nose, black. A little bit around the outside of the eyes. And you got that little eyebrow there. Same on the other side. And these big ear shapes. Shadow under a dog's ear when they're backlit often comes straight down in a little square right there. Just make sort of a big border around the ear here. A little shape right here. Anything else? That might be it. So now that we've got our blacks in, let's go one shade lighter. And because I've only got 3 shades I'm working with, I am going to use black, middle gray, and white. And I'm going to round a lot up to white. In fact, pretty much only this shape that falls across his face is going to be gray. I'm going to call all of this white. most of it, for argument's sake. We're going to see how that looks. You'll notice that a lot of these fall along angles in the dog's face. Like there's a ridge here. There's a ridge here. This is where the object changes direction and how it curves. And can't forget the actual shadows on the ground. That's here. And here. So you can see with just 3 colors, that's starting to look like a very round dog. That was super fast, but it's going to be a huge help when I go to do the portrait because I know that when I'm looking in these areas, I want to use one of my lightest grays, which in this case, it's about this guy here. Not perfectly white. When I'm doing highlights in this area, I'm still not going to use white. I'm going to use gray. When I'm doing highlights in this area, which is the shadow on the face, I'm not going to use anything lighter than about this guy. And when I'm doing highlights in the darks, I'm probably going to be using something that's almost black to do those highlights. And that's what keeps the fur really soft looking. Okay, now just for fun, because this went pretty quick, I want to try something to add a little bit of drama. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go along the bright side of Kincaid's body and put a darker background there. Not much darker. Just enough that that edge highlight gains some definition. And we'll fade that over. No idea what's casting that shadow, but look how much better he shows up. I don't want similar values in the foreground and background against each other unless I'm trying to make that edge fade away. That can be fine in a portrait when I want to keep the focus on the face and only on the face. But for compositions that are a little bit more wandery, you want to leave the eye a little bit, you can use this to direct where the eye is going to look, where it's going to enter the canvas, where it's going to leave. So that's it for black fur. Next up, we're going to do some more difficult things like spots and stripes. And if you're interested in doing a different topic like composition, let me know in the comments and I'll take that into consideration. Otherwise, I hope this value study was helpful and I will see you next time. Bye.